Hello, Deaconesses, Harris Memorial College alumni, and friends. My name is Megan Hale, and I am honored to be with you today as we celebrate together our shared history of 135 years since the beginning of the Deaconess movement. I wanted to take a moment to talk about the origins of our movement and how we came to be the people that we are who are committed to love, justice, and service together. So, 135 years ago, in the Methodist Episcopal Church, 5 lay women were elected to serve for the first time as General Conference delegates. However, when they got there, they were refused to be seated. At that same General Conference, Lucy Ryder Meyer had submitted legislation to establish the office of Deaconess. In 1885, in response to meeting so many young women who were kept from using their gifts and talents due to lack of training, Lucy established a training school right in the middle of Chicago. The General Conference approved the office of Deaconess, and from 1888 to 1904, over 1,000 deaconesses were sent out from the Chicago Training School to serve. The Chicago Training School served as a model for other training schools across the U.S., with alumni serving as superintendents and teachers. Deaconesses were social workers before the term social work even existed. Through the years, we have been responsible for establishing preschools, for creating preschools before preschool was even a thing that people did. Deaconesses established hospitals, created systems for healthcare and education. They used the power of writing and journalism to educate and share important messages about issues affecting their communities. And they opened community centers to reach out into their communities and serve the people that needed the most service.
Harris Memorial College began in 1903 as a vision of the Women's Foreign Missionary of the Methodist Episcopal Church to train women in Christian work. They want to train and consecrate women to teach hundreds of Filipino children who are anxious to learn about God and His Word when they came to the Philippines. They also want Filipino women to have leadership and opportunity for training. Winifred Spaulding, a deaconess and director of the Deaconess Training School in Kansas City, opened Harris Memorial School in 1903, which was named after Norman Dwight Harris. He provided funds that enabled the school to continue its ministry with the support of the Women's Foreign Missionary and other groups and individuals. The vision continues, and the school grew both in purpose and scope. For more than 100 years, Harris has been the only college that trains deaconesses in Southeast Asia. It has played a vital role in the ministry, mission, and life of the United Methodist Church. Harris graduates are never unprepared. We are always ready to take the step, take the challenge, and fulfill God's mission in the church and community through teaching, caregiving, music, as advocates for the marginalized and others.
Fast forwarding a bit in our history, you may have heard the term home missioner. Home missioner is equivalent to the deaconess. It is a pathway for men to be in relationship with the church following a vocational call committed to love, justice, and service. The office of home missioner was established in 2004 because there was no other pathway for men to be in relationship with the church as lay people. So this office was created, and our first home missioner was consecrated, I believe, in 2006. The year 2016 was another big year for us as the Office of Deaconess and Home Missioner. That is the year that the General Conference officially affirmed us as an order. The Office of Deaconess and Home Missioner became an official order, and also that same year gained ecclesiastical support. So now, with the proper training, we too can serve as chaplains with the endorsement of the denomination. So there are some similarities and differences between the U.S. and the Philippines on the deaconess-home missioner relationship. So I first wanted to share what are the similarities. So deaconesses and home missioners in the United States and in the Philippines all are called by God. We all follow the Book of Discipline at paragraphs 1913 through 1918 that define the office of deaconess and home missioner. Together we follow 4 mandates, which we summarize often by saying love, justice, and service. Our mandates are to alleviate suffering, eradicate causes of injustice and all that robs life of dignity and worth, facilitate the development of full human potential, and build global community through the Church Universal. Deaconesses in the Philippines and in the U.S. and home missioners too are commissioned and consecrated to a lifetime of service. We are appointed by a bishop to our ministries, and we have vote and voice at our annual conferences. In the United States, the office of deaconess and home missioner is administered by United Methodist Women, now doing business as United Women in Faith. We are diverse in gender. We have the professional training, education, and/or certification for the ministry to which we are called. Unlike the Philippines, we do not have a training school. We do not have Harris Memorial College here in the United States. So we are required to have the training and the background for our ministries prior to beginning our deaconess home missioner studies. That might be a bachelor's degree or a master's degree or a certification in a very specific field, such as education or healthcare or more. And then after we have that grounding and our vocational training, we then take the required biblical, theological, and sociological grounding in the prescribed core studies. In the United States, deaconesses and home missioners do not itinerate. We are responsible for finding our own appointments. Every year, we complete an annual appointment review that goes through the Office of Deaconess and Home Missioner, and we can be compensated or not compensated in our ministries, and there is no mandatory retirement age for deaconesses and home missioners in the United States. So we have deaconesses who are 80 years old and still in active service, and we also have deaconesses who have retired earlier than that. So it is up to the individual deaconess to determine when they are going to retire. So some examples of our ministries in the United States, and this is just a short list of all the places where we serve. We have deaconesses and home missioners who work in healthcare, education, social work, nonprofits, community organizing, people who are in ministry with those experiencing homelessness, immigrants, migrants, refugees, food insecurities, mental health, healing and wholeness, people who serve as lawyers, firefighters, church volunteers, United Methodist Agency staff, and environmental justice ministries. We have deaconesses and home missioners who serve in the church and who serve outside of the church. And we have the option, because we are responsible for finding our own appointments, we can choose where we feel most called to serve. Many of our deaconesses from the Philippines especially work inside the church as Christian educators, as Sunday school teachers, as music directors, and some also have dual appointments and work outside of the church as teachers or as caregivers, or whatever other vocation that they also feel called to. So we have the option to be in the church or outside of the church.
I am a home missioner. Part of my ministry is to ensure that our schools basically empower, equip, accept, and honor and love everybody who walks in every school we have in our district with dignity and respect. That's a part of love, justice, and service. As a home missioner and, as an equity, diversity, inclusion program specialist, I really have to create a more oversized table with a mic for everybody. The Deaconess Home Missioner Order equipped me to be bolder and to see everyone I'm serving. The foundation it provides, the support of the community, and knowing that God is at work in all places granted me the courage to speak out and act whenever necessary. Action is vital as a deaconess and home missioner.
These are just some pictures of some deaconesses in action in their different ministry contexts. So thank you so much for inviting me to share with you a bit about the deaconess movement from 135 years ago to today. It's been an honor to be with you. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. And also, Ellen Dizon has more information that I know she is happy to share, and she can put you in contact with me as well.
This joy that I have, I know the world didn't give it to me. Oh, this joy that I have, this joy that I have, I know the world didn't give it to me. Oh, this joy that I have, this joy that I have, I know the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it. The world can't take it away. Oh, this strength that I have, this strength that I have, I know the world didn't give it to me. Oh, the strength that I have, the strength that I have, I know the world didn't give it to me. Oh, the strength that I have, the strength that I have, I know the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it. The world didn't give it. The world can't take it away. Oh, this love that I have, this love that I have, I know the world didn't give it to me. Oh, this love that I have, this love that I have, I know the world didn't give it to me. Oh, this love that I have, this love that I have, I know the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it. The world can't take it away. Oh, this pride that I have, this pride that I have, I know the world didn't give it to me. Oh, this pride that I have, this pride that I have, I know the world didn't give it to me. Oh, this pride that I have, the world didn't give it to me. I know the world didn't give it. The world can't take it away. This peace that I have, this peace that I have, I know the world didn't give it to me. Oh, the peace that I have, this peace that I have, I know the world didn't give it to me. Oh, this peace that I have, this peace that I have, I know the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it. The world didn't give it. The world can't take it away. Oh, this joy that I have, this joy that I have, I know the world didn't give it to me. Oh, this joy that I have, this joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. Oh, this joy that I have, I know the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it. The world can't take it away. The world didn't give it. The world can't take it away. The world didn't give it. The world can't take it away. The world didn't give it. The world can't take it away. The world didn't give it. The world can't take it away. The world didn't give it. The world can't take it away.